Good afternoon and welcome to this tutorial on playing this minuet and trio that I've just recorded. Piece by Luigi Boccherini, and it was originally done for a string quintet, but I've taken the music and transcribed it into a different key to make it more suitable for the ukulele, and try and get as much of the original flavour as I can. So it starts with a little trill. That figure. Let's lower this so you can see more what I'm doing. So I'm doing 10, 12, 10, 9 as a pull off. And when I get back to the 12, I've got to pull back to this version of G. There would be an alternative to do 0, 11, 10, 10 rather than this 7, 7, 10. Which is quite a neat way of doing it. Some people have a problem with this if they don't. Depends on the design of the ukulele whether you can get your hand happily into that position with a double stop on the 10th. One of the advantages of it is the next note, which is one of the melody notes, because it's going from G, G, B, B, D, C, C, is that G is there already, whereas if you do this version, so listen to the difference. It's easier to get that continuity of that note. So it doesn't only become a melody note, but it also adds to the harmony of the bar. So then you're coming down to here, into a D7 chord, and then you've got the exact same fingering to get that shape where I'm going 3, 5. Now this shape in bar 5 is a very useful, 4 in this is one that's going to come up again in a second. Here it's playing a G sus. Then you're back to this shape. Now here it is much better to play it here rather than try putting the D there. Here. So you're going to this A7 with an added 4th. It's a very useful chord, this way of doing it, an A7, 0, 4, 5, 4, or just 454. There was another way of doing it, which was to go where you're doing it with this 2, 4, 3, 5. But after practicing it a few times, I decided, especially since you'd had that chord before, that shape is a very friendly one. So that's why it's in bar 6. Now bar 7, you have to be quite quick to get this. So you want to hear that D. Then the next one I had a lot of problems with. It's an A7, and really what I want to do is that. With a play the note, pull off, hammer on and pull off again. But I wasn't getting the sound. I just need to practice it a bit more, I guess. So I was ending up doing it, each note played with a different finger of the right hand. Notice in this A7 you get a nice effect by including the octaves on the open A, on the open E string. Okay, so that's the main theme, and of course it comes several times through the piece. Going into the second section. Now I've put a G minor into this bit. And sometimes it's a D and sometimes it's a D7. Sometimes I just want the C. Then you back up to just like we had before, but now in bar 17 it goes to a different end for this section. Then a very tricky one to play. I just want to go B, A, B, A with my little finger. Other fingerings can work, for instance that one, but I like this D and D7 shape using fingers 2 and 3, so that's the one that I would tend to do. So the way to do it, play that with the 4th finger, come back to this D, and do that. So that is the minuet, and now it goes into a trio, and this in the original has a different instruments playing in thirds, so I've got this pattern. There's the first bit in 22 and 23. Notice it starts on the 3rd beat of the bar. And in this chord, this G7, try and double stop to get that note, the E. And the other thing that's of importance is to get that A before you go to this G chord. And then this has various ways that it goes after that octave section. That's the first one. And in this bar 26, try and hold everything until you need to move it. And then you got I didn't mention, but obviously the idea of syncopation is a very strong one in this one. Right at the beginning when you've had that. Coming off the beat. So in bar 28, where he's just doing a chord of D and D7. You're getting another idea of that syncopation in there. Now, in the trio, the second part of the trio is a lovely section. It's quite boring in the original, I think. You've got one of the violins going. So I tried to change it around, and obviously I'm doing it in G here. So I've got this using these harmonics. Then in the 3rd bar of this section, you've got this harmonic. And I decided to just double stop with my little finger on the 12s in bar 35. Now the same idea comes, but this has got 3 of these complete bars of this lovely. Then don't is how that one ends. Then back to this passage. Then in bar 43, a variation on what he did in bar 27. He's got this. Then the syncopation again. ending back on a C. Under that, of course, it says repeat there, so all of these sections get repeated, and then at the end of bar 43, 45, 46, 48, it says DC Alfine, so you go all the way back to the beginning of the piece and play the sections through till where it says fine at the end of bar 21, but without the repeats this time if you're doing the whole thing. So I hope this has made some sense to you, and you can see some of the problems in the fingering. In my recording, I know I made an error in bar 43 first time through, but I corrected it second time, and I thought, okay, my finger's getting tired, so I'll leave it as it is for today. But it's a wonderful piece to play. Tricky, don't do it too fast. That version actually was a little bit faster than I've been playing it. It's supposed to be an elegant, stately, courtly dance, so don't make it like a waltz. It really is a minuet. Thank you for watching, and of course you can get the PDF of this music if you email me at colinrtribe at btinternet.com. Enjoy the music.